Hi everyone, it's me, Linda B, and welcome back. So today I wanted to talk about yet another former Democrat who switched parties. You guys have got to stay and watch to the very end. Very, very interesting. But before we get started, I gotta always remind you guys, you know what you gotta do. You gotta like, you gotta comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That's very important so you get notifications when I post new content. Watch the video all the way to the end. Guys, I'm on my way to 20,000 subscribers by the end of April this month, you guys. And also, I am going to be on Rumble. Yes, that's right. Same handle, Chat with me, Linda B, but it's all one word. It's not spaced out. So when you go to Rumble, it's Chat with me, Linda B, all one word, guys. And that's April 10th. I've got content up already, but I'll really have more content and be really ready to go on April 10th. Thank you guys so much for your support. Now, let's get into it. All right, so I came across this man named Eric Johnson, and he is a Black politician in Dallas, Texas. He was elected mayor of Dallas back in 2019. So I ran across him and I was like, oh, wow. And I noticed something very, very interesting that, yes, he switched parties, guys. And for those of you who don't know, that when you run as mayor in Dallas, you run nonpartisan. So he wasn't running as Democrat or Republican. He ran on what he believes in his platform, but not as a specific political party. But he's been a Democrat ever since he was 18 years old. He's now 48, very intelligent man, and decided back in 2023, just last year, that he aligns more with the Republican Party. And I'm going to show you some video clips and another video that I have. He's going to specifically say why he made that decision. So let's get into it.
Tonight, Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson is opening up for the first time on local TV about his choice to switch political parties and become a Republican. Our political reporter Jack Fink asked him about that and some other very pressing issues in tonight's exclusive interview.
I've thought about it a while, but I think
Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson says he really started seriously thinking about becoming a Republican after George Floyd's murder by Minneapolis police officers and the resulting defund the police movement.
And I had to be honest with myself, and I had to do some inventory, and I realized that, I became a Democrat at 18 when I voted for the first time. I turned 48 this year, and 30 years is a long time, and I'm not the same guy 30 years later. It became very clear to me that I was in the wrong party, and that there really is no conservative wing of the Democratic Party left. It's certainly not on that issue. And so I switched.
As you know, Democrats sharply criticized your decision, and some called it, quote, a betrayal of trust of your voters. How do you respond to that?
It doesn't even make sense. The voters in Dallas vote for a mayor on a nonpartisan basis. When you have a high-profile member of a party leave, you have to say something. And I suppose there's something they came up with was he betrayed the voters. It's factually, it's on its face ridiculous, actually.
We are long overdue.
He says when he ran for mayor in 2019, he didn't run as a Democrat, but someone who could solve problems in Dallas, and that this year he ran on his record. As for the timing of his announcement, 3 months after being reelected by a wide margin, the mayor says he made up his mind to vote in the Republican primary this coming March and knew it would become public anyway.
Yes, he does, and makes another one.
Our interview comes as Mark Cuban is in the process of selling a majority stake in the Dallas Mavericks to Miriam Adelson and her family, who run casino operator, the Las Vegas Sands Corporation. How concerned are you that the Mavericks could leave Dallas?
I think Mark Cuban has actually flat out said he would never do it, and I take him at his word. I mean, I think he's an honorable guy, and I hope that he would keep his word on that. they are the Dallas Mavericks, and I would hope that they would stay in Dallas. But
Cuban has said he favors a casino resort being built in downtown Dallas. But before that can happen, state law must change to legalize casinos in Texas. The mayor says if that happens, it will be up to Dallas residents and elected leaders to consider this for the city. The mayor also says property taxes are too high, and he wants the city to cut them further and do so by holding the line on spending.
Is it not possible that we could run the city of Dallas government next year on the same amount of money that we ran it on last year, or even less possible? The answer is there is significant inefficiency and significant numbers of things that we do that, frankly, somebody else could do better and at lower cost and more efficiently.
Johnson wants to expand the city's park system and remains focused on his top priority, public safety and reducing violent crime in the city. In Dallas, Jack Fink, CBS News.
And that's one thing about, Democrats, that they don't seem to place public safety very high on the list. And you heard from the video that Eric Johnson, started to do some real soul searching, some real thinking. And it happened around the time of what happened to George Floyd back in May of 2020. And he noticed with the whole defund the police thing and all the riots and everything. And it's, when you focus on public safety and what's best, he's a steward of Dallas as the mayor. He's the steward of the citizens of that city, and it brings me back to Misha Maynor in Fulton County, Georgia, that she was focusing on what her constituents said that they wanted, that they needed. One was public safety. The other one was school choice. Public safety keeps coming up. School choice keeps coming up. Eric Johnson did not mention school choice, but he did mention safety. And Democrats don't seem to put that very high on the list. You've got defunding the police. When you defund the police, you have fewer police, okay? And that encourages crime. And how is that better for the people in that city? It's not better for anybody to defund the police. He had to do some soul searching. And I did another video on Mike McDonald of Nebraska, and he switched parties from Democrat to Republican. And he said it was because he's Roman Catholic and the Democrat Party is just so for abortion. And you can say, well, how could you remain in a party that long? Sometimes because of how people were brought up, how they were raised, you were taught this is what we do as a family. We vote this way. But when you get to grow up and see for yourself and dig deeper, nothing bad to say about our relatives, but sometimes they just go along with what's already been done and they don't really dig deep into the why. What this party stands for. Is it best for me? Does it line up with my religious beliefs? And so Eric Johnson, I feel like he made the right choice because he felt like he wanted something specifically for his jurisdiction, and that was safety. And the Democrat Party didn't seem to before that. And he got some backlash again. And he said on his face, it is ridiculous. And one thing that he said, and I didn't show the whole video, of course, is that he did not endorse Joe Biden. Everybody else in Texas, Joe Biden was racking up a lot of endorsements from Democrat politicians. But, Eric Johnson did not. And this was before he announced going to the Republican Party. He said he doesn't. And to be fair, he's not going to endorse any Republicans either. That's something that he would not do, but he's going to vote in the Republican primary. He's voting Republican. And so because it was a matter of public record, he decided, you know what, it's going to be made public anyway. Just let everybody hear it from me. And so these are decisions. They are hard decisions. They're not always easy to make. That there are not a lot of Black Republican politicians. There are not a lot of Black people who vote Republican. It's becoming more common though. That's the good thing. It's increasing, but still primarily Democrat, but that's changing. And it's changing for the better. I'm very excited about it. I am so excited about it, guys. I mean, for me personally, my decision to vote Republican, become Republican, and I don't even want to call myself a Republican because there's some bad Republicans and there's some good Democrats, but face value, you know, my values, my Christian values line up more with the Republican Party because of the pro-life, you know, safety, putting Americans first, taking care of home first. You know, they're not for enderism and other things that are taught the alphabet community and that lifestyle. You know, it lines up more with my beliefs. And I try to put God in every part of my life, not just some parts of my life. And I know some people say, well, I don't vote my values. I'm going to vote the other party. I have someone who I know and love very much who does not vote their values. And I'm just like, you know, because they believe the mainstream media lies about, you know, Donald Trump is this, and the Republicans are, you know, they say the Republicans are racist. So people believe the news, especially when you have a very reputable looking anchor sitting there looking very credible, by the way, telling you things, but they're not telling you the truth. See my video on the mainstream media, the media and their lies. What they said about Donald Trump has been exposed. So you guys just take a look at that. But give me your thoughts in the comment section. Guys, this is a win. You know, we have more and more, you know, African Americans coming to the conservative side. And, you know, they may not vote Republican, but they're leaving the Democratic plantation. They're leaving Democrats, you know, because their policies don't help Black Americans. You know, a lot of times, you know, they're talking about unaliving babies. And these clinics are in predominantly Black neighborhoods. You guys, we can't as people support something like this. And it's based in eugenics with Margaret Sanger. And yeah, if everyone would just do a little bit more research, a little bit more digging, and we'd be a lot better off. And do not depend on mainstream media. I do not know how many times I have to tell everybody, do not do that. You guys, I'm thankful. I just want to say this. And I'm going to end the video. I am very grateful to you all for supporting me. You guys leave the most loving comments. They mean so much to me. They do. And I try not to get emotional. But anyway, thank you so much. I'm on my way to 20,000 subscribers by the end of April. I got a little way to go, but I ticked up over the weekend. So I'm grateful for that. And I want you guys to be blessed. Focus on the Lord. Take care of your families. Stay prayed up, guys. We're the prayer warriors. And as I always say, march on, warriors.